basically listed this as the cause of death, natural pneumonia and like hypertension or whatever it was,
Hmm.
which could very well be true if you were sitting in cold water and you were getting pneumonia for 4 days.
Yes, he
Definitely.
had hypothermia, and that is
Hypothermia.
in, yes, he had hypothermia, a very serious condition, and it is in the medical notes. And one of one of the things about that I said that, Brandon was a warrior and he hung on, that those medical records are very valuable. I can't imagine if he had died and just went for an autopsy, it would have really been they would be able to much easier sweep this under the rug.
Hmm.
So those medical records have really helped a lot. And so there was hypothermia. Um, just, it's like the entire case has been this kind of going backwards and putting pieces together. And I've also told my friends, it's like you get a piece of the puzzle, but then the puzzle gets bigger.
Right.
So it's been kind of crazy like that. But I just felt something was really off about with this detective. And like I said, I told her, I said, well, he wasn't doing meth. He drug tested for work. He had changed jobs a few times,
Mhm.
and each job did the drug testing. And I've talked to a few of the employers. They've confirmed, yes, he definitely had to have the drug test before working, and he didn't have any of the signs of drug use.
Is
So
this before toxicology came out, or is this after that you had this
uh,
conversation
this
with
was
her?
this was before,
Okay.
I told her, but they had done toxicology in the hospital. So, and they also administered Narcan. There was no reaction. So, that should tell them that,
Not an OD.
without a reaction.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there were a lot of signs there showing that it wasn't any kind of drug use. And she could have easily verified that with the hospital staff,
Right.
because I
Right.
think they do that like right away.
Of course. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and she just wanted to kind of create her own narrative, I felt like. So we start looking through the apartment. Besides the big uh, spot where his head was, which is just, it was a lot of blood. We start finding blood spatter on other places. And there was at one point, there was like a blood spatter that was almost up to the ceiling. And I thought, for the investigation, I thought the fact that they were kind of quiet about it meant that they were investigating, but actually them being quiet was because they weren't investigating.
Right. Yeah. And as an investigator of all the FBI agents and homicide detectives that I've talked to, the number one thing that you don't do is have confirmation bias. Like your female detective is already writing a narrative in her head. Therefore, she's not
Yes.
going to have the time and space or even want to go look at other avenues of possibilities. So,
Hmm.
right there, she's kind of like roadblocking the situation.